Everybody, in this episode, we're going to make a maze game. And I always tell you, you gotta have a theme. So, first, decide on your theme. Like, are you going to do Little Red Riding Hood going through the forest? Are you going to do like a Zelda? Are you going to do Super Mario? I chose to pick my favorite principal, Mr. Henderson, and going through the theme. So, going through the maze. Now, I also want to show you that like you can draw your own or you can bring in your own maze. So let's get started. Jumping inside, you're going to want to pick, you'll notice my background is just white. I ended up, my mazes are my different themes, or I'm sorry, are my different sprites. So I have a maze. Then what I actually did was I have a maze with I drew one, so you can grab your paintbrush and you can draw it, um, or you can go to Google and you can grab a maze. Um, Here's how I suggest doing it. So you just type in maze, go to images, then do tools, and then you're going to want to grab a color and go transparent. Okay. Um, One of the things that I did was I made sure that my one sprite would start here and would finish on top. So there's lots of different ones, and this just made it kind of slightly easier for me to do. So I grabbed a maze that was transparent, and then I try to find mazes that start and stop in about the same spot. I then downloaded those so that I could upload those by clicking here. Whoops, sorry. By clicking here and the upload button. All right, so I brought in three. You bring in at least three or draw at least three for yours. In the code, I'm having it start at the costume maze. And then when I receive next level, it bumps up to the next level. You'll notice that my costumes are maze, maze 1, maze 2, and I'll keep numbering those maze 3, maze 4. I'll have them in the order. And so then whenever my sprite gets up to um, the Riley High School, then I will jump to the next screen. All right. I don't have any code right now for Riley High School. It is the goal. I do have it labeled as our goal. Now, Mr. Henderson is my sprite here. He's the one going through the maze. So a couple things that I have here is, first of all, I have him drawing a line. I just realized that he's drawing a blue line and I've got blue lines. That's a little monochromatic, but you can always change that real easily. So I've got the pen size to a quarter or 0.25. I've got pen up. I've got erase all just to make sure that when I hit this green, it does all of that. I also have it, when you click on it, I've got it for the school colors. I guess I could change that pretty easily by going to yellow here. So now it's not so monochromatic. There we go. Okay, so you can see the color. I have it always starting at at X is 39, Y is negative 160. So you're going to always want to kind of start your sprite where you want it. Then we're going to pen down and we're going to set the points at 0. Now, you get a point when you go on to the next level. All right, in my forever brackets, I've got the up arrow is pressed, then changed by Y is 2, and I've got the down arrow is -2, the right arrow is 2, and the left arrow is -2. Now, I tried messing around with it, and I did, 5, and I did 3, and so I find that 2 works best for me. You guys can figure out what works best for you. Finally, right down here inside of this forever, I have if you're touching maze 1, it jumps back. It goes to the beginning, which I have as 39 and -160. You'll notice those numbers are the same as the top. And I have it erase your trail that you've just had. So then I have if ever you touch the sprite 1, or the welcome or the side. So I've got, you'll notice, I've got, this is sprite 1. I've got like little wall built up on the side. I've also got welcome signs here and welcome signs here. Now that is super helpful, and I added those because I realized, and you see I added those as costumes, because when I get into this costume for this maze, I could take Mr. Henderson, go around here and go up and then into Riley High School. So totally avoid the maze. So that's why I built some side walls there in our school colors. And I also put a little welcome and get Mr. Henderson to school signs you can't quite fit through there. That's just something I did for a workaround. You can figure out what works best for you. So I used, these are different ors. You'll notice there's one or inside of another or statement here in the operators. Again, it goes back to the beginning and erases the all. And then finally here, it says, if I touch Riley High School, which is our school here, then I change a point, add a point, and it goes to back to the beginning, it erases all, and it broadcasts to the next level. That is where I have the maze, where when I receive next level, then it just jumps to the next costume, or in my case, the next level. That is really all of the code that is needed for a pretty basic maze game. And please feel free to play the game, test it out, and also kind of maybe add some sound effects to yours, add some more mazes, and challenge you to make yours better than mine. Hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below.